since we started filming, we've gotten a ton of requests on how to use the wing bone, and I've been telling people that we were coming up with a video, and we would make one of how we make it and how we use it. This style is a little bit different than what you normally see. You usually see a three-piece that other people make, and rarely see the two-piece. I think one of the things that makes ours unique is the small bone is actually a hen bone, and I always get that question from everybody. Well, how'd y'all get the hen bone? And you wouldn't be surprised how many turkeys you find run over on the side of the road all throughout travels, and of course everybody that we know, they're looking for them. So when they see one, that was kind of part of the deal with Pawpaw. He'd say, well bring me both the hen bones and I'll make you one. So he would make one and keep one. So we ended up with some, and then of course other people that we knew would go off bow hunting, and they would have a tag and could kill a hen, and they would bring them to Pawpaw because they knew he wanted them, and that's how we kind of got them. But we don't have many anymore. Pawpaw made a bunch there towards the end. He couldn't go hunting as much, so that was his thing, to make wing bones, and we'd get turkey locations out of people from
right.
making it.
And then of course the big bone, that's the big gobbler bone.
Yeah.
And we have plenty of those. And,
yeah, we got a ton of those.
But that's the ones that are hard to come by, that we have to, people bring us, and we find them, like you said, run over on the road. We went to South Florida one year, and there was turkeys all in the road.
I think we found 5 hens run over on the interstate. People probably thought we was crazy sitting out there.
Well, we had a field day. We had more fun, getting the small bones than hunting that day.
Yeah.
We had fun.
But anyway, and the gobbler bone. This is always the which one is it? It's his left. When you got him on his back, it's on his left side. So that'd be his right wing bone. We like to use it because the way we cup it is at the bottom, and it curls just right for it. But I guess if you're left-handed or wanted to put that hand on the bottom, you could use the other one. So that's just the one we've always cut out and used.
Well, you basically let it dry, and we would cut the ends off of it, about that length. Clean it all out, because most of it was hollow, but get most of the stuff out, scrape it, clean it off real good, and then we would put the cork in it.
Yeah, that's just a regular
cork
out of a wine bottle or anything.
And we put a piece of cork in it, and then we do the same thing with a little bone. We cut the knuckles off of each end of it, clean it out real good, scrape it off, clean it all up, and then we would take a pair of vice grips with a nail, heat it up real hot, red hot, and put it right through the middle of the cork, burn it through there, and that's when we would insert.
Kind of works out a little bit better than drilling it, because it kind of sears it, and it doesn't fall apart.
And the cork doesn't, and then you insert the little bone.
Of course, they get older. As they get older, the corks start to get brittle, and the little bone gets loose, and that becomes a problem. So I guess that's why a lot of people epoxy it, but that was Pawpaw Lawrence's style.
That's right.
Pawpaw Truck kept it going on, so we just continued to do the same.
Once you insert it, you can slip.
Yeah, it folds up.
Fold up, put in your pocket or whatever, and then you.
And a lot of these same tools that Pawpaw used, that's the ones we use. It's just a pair of vice grips and the nail, but it's the one that he used all my life. And then he's got a little bitty pocket knife that would get in there and clean it out. And he had a little rat tail file
that he would
use to clean it out, and a little piece of wire to
go through the little bone.
For the little bone. So we still use that stuff. You could probably use just about anything. I've seen a bunch of stuff on YouTube that people have used, and different tools that probably make it easier, but we just like using the same old tools that he always used. But anyway, yeah, I think Pawpaw, when we started our Grand Slam back, when was that? That's 06, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. That's when we kind of started doing the went and did our Grand Slam, and Daddy was getting Pawpaw to make one out of each one, so he's got those.
So we got the Grand Slam wing bones on each one.
Grand Slam wing bones, got it wrote on there, the Merriam. I don't know if we could use one to call a Merriam, one to call a Osceola. It might work.
I don't know, but they all work the same.
But anyway, I think that's enough of that. I think y'all, this is what y'all wanted to hear. Everybody, I think every bone will sound a little bit different, and everybody's going to sound a little bit different. I sound different from turkey hunter, hind leg. Of course, you ask him, he thinks he sounds the best out in the world. He's the world champion caller, but I think everybody sounds a little bit different, but we all hold it the same, and this was the same way that Pawpaw Lawrence taught Pawpaw, and Pawpaw taught you, and then taught me. So that's the way we hold it the same way, and all yep the same way, but somehow we all sound a little different. And that's been one thing that we've always said. You call, I mean, during our videos, I'm yepping when we're on a turkey hunt, and I'm right over the camera, and to me it distorts it and it don't sound right. But then when I hear you in our videos and you're over there 10-15 steps, it sounds better. But when it really sounds deadly is when
it has a different tone and sound to it, and then, like you said, sitting next to each other. But then when you call in the woods, if you're 50, 60, 70 feet over there, it sounds totally different than if you're sitting right here beside each other.
Yeah, I guess you don't hear that chop in it.
Right.
It's more smooth and it sounds more like a hen. But all of us, we hold it just like that, and that's that little part that turns like we were talking about earlier, and just cup it, and it's almost completely cupped like that. And then the top hand is just like this. Put it on the top with the left hand, and just leaving just a little piece of it sticking out, and that's the way we all yep on it. And then just like that, and we pretty much keep it simple. Just the cluck and the yep's really pretty much all we ever stay with.
That's the only two calls that we really do. Mine will sound a little bit different.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can see how you holding it just like I am. You cupping it.
Right. You cup it and just a little bit of opening, and
holding the top like that.
That's
and
correct.
I see a lot of people doing this. They hold it all over their mouth. But I think me, you, Vic, Perch, all of us, Pawpaw did. It was always right in the middle, and I think that's because it helps you can tighten your lips down a little bit more and control it. So when you're doing the clucks, you can kind of change the tone a little bit.
The pressure.
And even when you're yepping, I think we try to start off a little high and then kind of go a little bit lower when you first getting going on it. It's a little high, and then you kind of tighten down on it. It becomes, was that a turkey gobble right there? I shouldn't have called. I knew it.
But once you master it, it's very, very, very simple. You know?
Yeah,
I mean, and it takes a lot of practice. And I'm almost 70 years old, and I mean, it took me for years to learn how to.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I sit right over there. This is our camp here, but the old camp was over there on the other side, and I don't know how many hours that me and Perch sat on the front porch, and Pawpaw sitting there critiquing us, and nope, you're not doing this right, you're not doing that right, and that don't sound right. But hours and hours and hours. But we, I was.
And I remember one time you were 10 or 12. Trying to learn how to call. The last day of the season, he and I were the only two that were up here, and he was sitting on the front porch calling, just calling and calling and calling and calling, and I'm cleaning the camp up, getting ready to go home Sunday afternoon late, and got to go to work, and he's calling and calling, and I'm loading. I said, would you please come help me finish loading? 100 yards there are turkey gobbles, and he called him up, and he was sitting on the front porch practicing, and we go in there and we kill him. It really sounds different out in the woods. I think that's the big deal.
Yeah, not getting discouraged. But I think maybe if you call and record yourself, that'll help.
Now that's true, and listen to it. And but there is one disadvantage, and that's when, because you do have to move to use the wing bow, so you have to. Pawpaw used to always tell us, make sure you are hid. And then that way it'll make it easier on you to be able to get it cooked. But you do have to, put the call up to your mouth.
And I think that all the turkey hunting, the turkey hunters nowadays, everybody sits up against a tree and leans up against it, gun on the knee. And we do that, but a lot of times we've always got the habit of, we get to a log or brush pile or something else and get behind it. And that was because Papa always did that, and I think that's why he did it, because Papa Lawrence taught him to do that. Because you had to move, you know.
You had to move.
And that's one of, and that was all they used.
And you talk about the old timers. There's pictures in the Bass Pro here in Denham Springs that's got pictures of my grandfather and his generation, and of course they don't have all the different patterns and camouflage.
I guess that was another reason why they had behind the logs, behind something.
They got pictures of them standing there in either blue jeans or khakis. And that's what they hunted in. I guess they didn't have camo back then. And,
that's right. But I think that's just one of the things to it, is just practice, practice, practice. I know Hind Leg, when we gave him his, he started turkey hunting. He said he practiced for 1 solid year on it before he could get it. And somebody told, Wild Man told him, said, I could have made mine speak Chinese if I practiced that long on it. but that's it, just practice, practice.
That's right. But we'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Shoot us an email.
Yeah.
And
email teamwingbone@yahoo.com. Yeah, one thing else I wanted to say is that, you know, we've been getting a lot of requests too. Do y'all sell them, or how can I get one? And like we said earlier in the video, the hen bone's so difficult to get that there's no way we could produce them and sell them, and I don't see how we could get enough of them, you know. So, but we are planning on every year, and I guess that's something that Papa always did, was give it. He never sold one. He just gave all of them away. So that's what we're going to do each year. One of the videos, we're going to give one away each year. But you'll have to watch all the videos to catch that.
And be a subscriber.
Yeah, and you got to be a subscriber. Well, if you're watching this, you're a subscriber. So.
Yeah.
But all right, well, that's it. And like I said, if you got any questions, just let us know, and we'll see you next time.
That's it.